Yo, it's your boy DJ AG, and you're listening to the one and only. This is Layyah's EP, man. Jeez. Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in.
You don't know, it's Krept, and you're listening to Layyah's EP. You already know. Come on, G. Come on, G. Come on, G.
You can never put me in a box. On a road to greatness, I'm not talking about blocks. Pulling out all of the stops without the gimmicks and props. Hungry, I'm ready to chop. I got time, there's no joy in watching the clock or watching what everyone's doing. Before you know it, the passion love you once had will be ruined. Hatred will slowly start brewing, essence of you will be lost, slowly dying. No water destroying your crops. Everybody wants to be on top, but it comes with a cost. Call conspicuous stars who's ready to rock. Don't wanna sign at any time, cause you could get dropped. No piss in a pot. Life is hard, ask for help, it starts with a knock. I can't do less, only more, so I'm keeping the top. Cut from a different cloth. If it's beef, then I'm definitely making the broth. It is what it is, and it was what it was. I'm clear, I got a vision to share all of my wisdom. They want more, let me give them. Get out. That one was just a little taster for you. If you want the next performance, scan the QR code. This one, right here. Period.
It's interesting because the way I almost look at rap game, it's a competitive writing camp.
Do you know what? I never thought about it like that, but it kind of is, you know.
So, what was that experience like?
But I will say one thing about Grime is that it helps you be more confident, because when you're in a rave and there's like 20 Mandem, they're not trying to let the girls rap.
Yeah.
But
You got to just snatch the mic.
I wrote a diss track about my dad, which is gonna come out on Father's Day, by the way, guys. Sorry, not sorry.
For all of you at home, you are not hating to your full potential.
Wait, let me clear it up. So basically,
how do you get this petty is what I want to know. I'm looking at someone who's made history as the first ever female winner of Rap Game, and you won in season 6.
Final winner, T.
So, what was that experience like? I always imagine what being on those sorts of shows might be like. What was the whole experience like?
I will say it was really fun. Like, it taught me a lot about myself. It taught me that I can work well under pressure. It taught me that I like to be around other creatives. Like, when you're an artist, sometimes it's just you writing at home, like in your own space. But because I was amongst like-minded people, it felt really good. Yeah. To go back to like the working well under pressure, around that time, my grandma had died like 2 weeks before.
Oh, damn. Condolences.
Getting called for the show, and her birthday's in like 2 days, which is crazy. Before getting called for the show, so it was like I'm dealing with a loss, and I'm still having to go, like just keep going and showing up for challenges and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it's an interesting one because people kind of look at like big, there was TV game shows or competitive shows and kind of see like how scripted things are, this, that, and the other. What was your kind of experience with the shooting in terms of like, was there scripts or that sort of thing?
There was no scripts. I will say, like, if we're having like a genuine conversation, like let's say me and you are talking, if the camera didn't catch it, they'll be like, oh, could you have that conversation again? So
okay.
we can catch it on camera and have to do stuff like that. But other than that, it wasn't.
Other than that, it's just very free-flowing. In terms of just how it goes. It's interesting because the way I almost look at Rap Game, it's a competitive writing camp.
Do you know what? I never thought about it like that, but it kind of is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about like being around other creatives and working with other creators, working on it better. It's basically a writing camp with as a competition with a prize.
Yeah.
Basically. Even then, it's interesting how both Krept and Konan as well as Kenny Allstar, described you as a generational artist. Mm-hmm. Does that come with pressure or not?
Not really. I wouldn't say it comes with pressure. It just helps me to recognize who I am as a person and as an artist, because like people that have been in the game are telling me that I'm generational. I must be. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it makes me feel really good. It's just me living up to that, but I'm not thinking about that every day. Yeah.
It's a reassurance of self.
Exactly that.
What would you say is probably one of your favorite moments from being on Pen Game?
Rap Game. To clear up everybody, Pen Game is
I know.
Everyone always
Why did
gets
my head
it
just
confused.
go there? Oh,
but I will say that on the show we had a clash segment where Pen Game did
a collab.
Yeah. Exactly.
I do actually remember that as well.
Yeah.
Because even then I am a fan of both.
Yeah.
So it's weird how you get the two of them figure out with a very similar name and then they both collab together. So your brain is just on the frit. Oh, it's going down terrible.
But back to your question, my favourite part was when we did the Leeds festival. That was amazing. That was so great. Like, even the journey up there, like getting to perform with the guys on such a big stage. I'll never forget that day. And like Target, Krept and Konan, they were just also proud of us as well. So yeah, that was one of the best times on this.
Is that kind of a goal for you then? For you to make your way back to said festival stage?
100%.
On your own
100%. A lot of festivals, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that stage, when people talk about like measuring how much motion an artist has, this, that and the other, and staging their career, the most reliable thing you can look at is live shows and what stage and live shows an artist is doing, right? And I think that's a good thing. Because people say, oh, numbers don't lie. I think they lie more than they ever do.
Sometimes,
Yeah, they can lie.
Because no disrespect to artists, but I've seen some live and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not giving what it's supposed to give.
And it's
no
not
shade.
It's not even just that. It's like, it's not even just that. It's like, okay, cool. You have however many monthlies. You can't get 200 people to show up to a show.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, the numbers lied somehow. The numbers must have lied. You got 200K monthly listeners and you can't get 200 people to show up to a show. The numbers must be lying. What other explanation is there? I don't know what to tell you.
I cannot.
So, what makes you first pick up a microphone in the first place? Let's do some lore.
So, I've always loved music. Music is like, I know it sounds cliche, but music is generally like therapy to me. When I'm feeling down or have any like worries or anything in life, I pick up a pen and start writing about it. And I feel like I've always done that. My mum is a big inspiration to me when it comes to like music, because like she always used to play Lauryn Hill at home, Estelle at home, and a number of great artists at home. So I've always been around music, like music's been around me. And then when I got into like secondary school, actually in primary school, I was singing in assembly, and one of the first songs that I sung was Hometown Glory by Adele.
Oh, damn.
So I'm really into the ballads. I love singing. And then in secondary, I did a Beyoncé song actually. She did a remake to Ave Maria, and I sung that. And yeah. And then fast forward to 2016, I wrote a diss track about my dad, which is going to come out on Father's Day, by the way, guys. Not sorry, but yeah.
Listen, for all of you at home, you're not hating to your full potential. You're not hating to your full potential. My girl is writing a diss track for her dad and is dropping it on Father's Day.
Wait, let me clear it up. So basically...
How do you get this petty is what I want to know. How
we're
does
cool
someone
now,
become...
disclaimer, I love my dad, but all cool, everything's blessed.
So
now.
why are you writing the dog for him?
When I was 16, I had a lot of anger and he wasn't really around or in the picture. So to like channel my anger, what I was saying in the beginning, like, is a way of expression. So I wrote a diss track about him. And then in the Father's Day song, it's like the beginning, so the original freestyle, and then the ending is like, I'm okay now. Just so you know.
Like,
guys, it's not
we
all
reconciled.
smoke. Exactly, that's the word, reconcile. It's not all smoke, guys, okay?
Yeah, but you gotta make that clear because now people are gonna start beefing your dad. Like your fans are gonna start beefing your dad. We can't have that, man.
Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do
Your fans are
that.
gonna spot your dad on a random one trying to do his shopping.
I don't want. He's not even here. He's in South Africa. Never find him. You'll never find him, guys. Unless you want to take a plane flight to SA, go ahead. But he's not here.
That's ridiculous.
But yeah, man.
Girls.
No, but we jokes aside, I'm cool now. Like, I had a lot of healing to do, and writing that song was a part of my healing process.
Much better.
Yeah.
I feel like even then, speaking of Hometown Glory, you have delved even in your time on the show Rap Game, as well as like a couple songs that you've released. You've delved into like real rap, and you seem to have quite a connection to that. And even then, hometown freestyles were the thing.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
I never did one, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Even then, would you do one now? Just for a bit of fun, just toss it on the Instagram. Just say, do you know what? Why not?
Just to say, here you go.
Yeah, you know what?
You know, I'll think about it.
Have a little.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Because I feel like real rap it's had its struggle recently. It can't quite find its feet.
I don't think it's struggling. I think there's still a lot of like real rap artists out there that are doing their thing. Like Scraps, I'd called real rap. Rimsey, I'd say is real rap.
Yeah.
Who else would I say is?
I feel like the same OG generation that were doing hometown freestyles are still around.
Yeah,
still
exactly.
doing well.
Yeah.
But I feel like, are you seeing as many of your peers almost like pick up from where they left off? Because obviously, Catch is cold.
Oh my gosh, I love Catch. Big up Catch. She's
Like,
cold.
There's
You
a
were in
couple
the
doing
studio
things.
at the beginning of the year, actually. So.
Ooh, okay. Hopefully something good will come out of that.
Yeah,
I'd
literally.
be loving to hear that. But yeah, do you see like any other of your peers like kind of in that real rap lane? Because you're quite multidisciplined.
So there's an artist called D-Day that does real rap really well, actually. I was in the studio with him not too long ago, and we wrote a song like based on like the struggles of women, and he had watched the show as well, so he probably heard Respect and Power and thought like, I need this girl to do this track, and we did it, and it's such a good song. Okay. So yeah, there are still artists, but Catch right now I'd say is
People were very much saying like Catch cold us out when it comes
so
to like,
cold,
road rap.
very, very cold.
It's interesting because you are quite multidisciplined as an artist, because 1 minute you're doing kind of a road rap sort of thing. Next minute you're on Steve's Factory.
Yeah.
Or you're with Spiral.
Yeah.
Dropping a 64 bar. And then you're doing a Ashanti 2000s R&B vibes.
Yeah.
Or you're doing an Afro swing vibe. Like, you're so multidisciplinary. Like, where does that come from?
I think I just love music in general. And my roots are like Sierra Leonean and South African, so I'm African anyway. So like I feel like that's where the Afro beats comes in. But yeah, I've loved music and I listen to a lot of different genres. And I feel like that influences me to make like when I hear a beat, it's like the beat will help me to like navigate how to attack the song.
Some people have this thing where a song writes itself. Do you kind of feel that way?
Oh my gosh, sometimes I'll be writing stuff and then like the next word is already...
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. Like I'm supposed to be making music.
Like you just have a starting point in your head, maybe. You hear whatever instrumental is being cooked up and you just feel like, okay, the first 16 comes and the rest of the song just writes itself.
Yeah, literally. It happens all the time. It really does. And it also happens with me when it comes to like R&B stuff, when I'm making R&B stuff, because I like to write about like love and stuff like that. But we always start with, most artists, this is not for every artist, but we always start with like melodies and then we put the words after. So it could be like a bunch of gibberish, but the song is there. Yeah. And then we go back to writing it.
It's generally why like the R&B singer-songwriter relationship is, sometimes you fuse them into one where like, obviously the singer is also a songwriter, which is why you have the singer-songwriter archetype, which I guess that directly fuses into how you write songs. Yeah. But then you've got, for yourself, you've got the MC element.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even know I had that in me, I can't lie. Like, I knew I could rap, but the MCing, it kind of started because I did an AG online. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then it started from there, and people were like, you're really good at crime. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, fine.
I was like,
Okay,
and
sure.
so then I started doing a lot of grime stuff, and that's why I got like connected with like Scorcher and stuff, and a lot of other people. DJ Target, we did his Christmas grime set, which was really cool. Me, Monroe, and Cheeks, a rapper from Manchester. Like I kind of just fell into grime, but I will say one thing about grime is that it helps you be more confident, because when you're in a rave and there's like 20 Mandem, they're not trying to let the girls rap. But
You got to just snatch the mic.
you have to just
give me
push
the mic.
yourself in there and try to rap. So on a confidence front, it does help a lot, because before I used to be like timid to come to the mic. But now some of the guys, they know me. So like if they have the mic, they'll kindly pass it.
No, you have to go rush off the mic of next man. Oh no.
So grime does help with that aspect,
I think it's just in terms of generally being overlooked as an artist in the scene as a woman. It can just be a frustrating experience.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know if you saw what happened with Jaya Had a Dream recently.
No, I didn't see.
Basically.
Wait, was it? Did she? I think was she on stage and she
said
said something about
like her set was like
she couldn't
a
do
cut
her
short,
set
or
properly.
she couldn't finish her set, but like it was just the sheer truth that like, okay, cool. If I had been a dude, they would have pushed everyone else's sets back and found a way to finish later to find a way to me to be able to play my full set. But me, you'll feel more comfortable telling me that I had to cut my set short.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, how do you navigate that? What approach do you take to that sort of stuff?
So, because it hasn't happened to me, I wouldn't know, like, off the top of my head, but I do like the way she handled the situation, so I'll probably do something similar to that. She raised awareness, she spoke about it, like, she was a bit frustrated. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those it's one of those understandable frustrations.
Exactly.
Because he's quite literally saying, if I was a dude, I wouldn't have my set cut short like this. You'd figure it out a way for me to be able to do my full set.
Which is true. And I feel like a lot of females probably look up to her for saying that, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that happens to and they don't say nothing.
It's one of those ones you're very much encouraged, like, I hold my
Leave
tongue
it,
because
just,
I don't want to burn future relationships by trying to make a deal out of things, and then promoters think, we shouldn't book this person because they're going to
Problematic
make a fuss about
or
things.
not,
They're problematic. When it's probably even more gaslighting. It's like, well, I'm not problematic. You kind of screwed me over, and you expect me to just
Be cool
with it.
So I hear it.
Yeah. It makes sense. You were very much on the front page of the PRS for Women Music Fund. How's that?
No, I really appreciate their support, because I'll get into it a little bit now, but we'll probably talk more about it. We pitched to them my EP as well, so they were helping with that, like the funding when it came to that, and it was a whole application, and there was so many applicants, so I'm happy that I'm one of the applicants that got picked for it. So I really appreciate it more than anything.
I think it's interesting how people always talk about women in arts and in rap specifically as a representation thing, but it's also a financing issue.
Girl, you telling me like
you still have to get the resources to make it in the first place. Like, I'm being represented and treating well, but I can't make it if I don't have any money. If no one wants to put money in my pocket, so I can make the thing.
PRS for women, like, I just want to say, as a woman artist, like, the Mandem, you can put on a trackie and call it a day and get a trim, bro. We change your wig, change your hairstyle, change your outfit, change your this, get your makeup done, pay for this, pay for that. There's so much that comes into being a female artist. So and money is one of the big ones.
Do you feel like the image has to be more immaculate?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because I think I can't just go outside anymore. Like me and my mum, we used to argue.
So you feeling like Lowski loose in that? Can't even go to Tesco no more. I didn't even know you were famous like that. Sorry, man. Damn.
We always have arguments about this, because I be just wanting to wake up out my bed and go to the shop. And she'd be like, no, you have to be presentable. You have to scrub up to go to... I'm like, I'm just going to the shop.
Slog.
Leave me alone. I just want to get to the shop. No one's gonna see me. I'm not famous, but I'm not famous, but I'm not famous. If that makes sense.
Tough crowd. Tough crowd. I don't know what to say.
I'm getting there, but I'm not.
But that's why it's easier to be a drill rapper, because you could just slap on the belly when you go to the shops. But a lot of people may or may not know your mum is also your manager.
Yeah, she is.
What is that like?
Do you know what? We have our ups and downs, if I'm being completely honest. But at the end of the day, she supports me like more than anyone, and I love her for it. And also, she's more than what you'd get from a normal manager, if that makes sense. But yeah, we're still navigating our relationship, being able to separate, like, you're my mom, but you're also my manager.
Yeah. This is generally what a lot of people over the course of trying to do something like this have struggled with.
Yeah, it is difficult, but we're getting better at it. I think we're really getting better at it. And she's been able to do so much for me in both my mom and manager. So yeah. And I literally, do you know what I had to do? I had to save her in my phone as manager brackets mum, just so that I can compartment.
The separation. Maybe she should have two phones.
Actually, literally.
She should just have two phones. When she calls you on one, you know it's business.
Yeah, that's what.
When she calls you on the other one, it's mumsy. Do you know what I mean?
That's okay.
Just so there's degree of separation. What was mumsy saying about that idea? I think she likes it still. I think mumsy thinks it's a good idea.
Oh my gosh. But yeah.
What can we expect from the rest of 2026 from you?
Wow. So I'm definitely going to be putting out more music, collabs to come. I got an EP dropping on the 1st of May. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. I got Nadia Rose on there, Wody.
Oh, damn.
Who else I have on there? Mimi Monroe.
Nice.
And in between, I have a lot of shout-outs from like the Mandem in the industry, which is really nice.
It feels like you're very connected to 2000s and R&B, because you were talking before.
Yeah.
That's the kind of era of music that your mum would play to you in the house.
Yeah.
Is that just one that you kind of came to, was like, yeah, I've always wanted to do something with that song? Or is it just generally you wanted to draw from that era of R&B?
One, I wanted to draw from that era, and the team thought it would really sound sick as a grime version. Okay. So we sent it to a producer called JB Made It, which is really sick. And me and Mimi got in the studio and we wrote it together. I feel like it's always nice when you're writing with the artist in the studio, as opposed to here's the beat, send over your vocal. Yeah, it's more authentic that way. And that's what we did with Kiss My Shoes as well, with Nadia. And I feel like you can hear it when there's chemistry. Yeah,
I think there's a part of the writing process that you can't really do with a send me your verse sort of a thing. You know, it kind of feels like a verse was like copy and pasted on a song, rather than you actually came together to
being in the studio
to write it.
Yeah.
Right? Is that similar with your upcoming project in terms of getting all the pieces together?
Yeah, so everyone came to the studio.
Yeah.
Everyone came to the
studio. I think in terms of like a writing process, I feel like did you take a lot of the writing processes that you had when you were on Rap Game, and then you use that now when you're working with other people? Do you like use similar writing?
I feel like I've always been good at like writing, but one thing about Rap Game is like the brief. Like I feel like it's easier to write when you have like a clear picture of what you need to write about. So the brief aspect of Rap Game helps me in my real life. Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of being given a brief and smash it out of the park, you were a feature on Mrs. Banks' album.
Yeah, work harder.
How was you must have been chuffed to get that call up.
No, I was. She called me about it and I was like, yeah, sure. Because I've been a fan of Miss Banks. I really appreciate her work and what she's done for like women in our industry.
Coldest Winter Miss Banks, that was a big run. So it's good cool to see her finally get a debut album out and have you involved. That's an amazing moment.
No, I really appreciate her for doing that for me.
In terms of, do we have a title for this new project coming?
Yes. So the title of my new project is called Layers to Layyah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be part 1 because I feel like when it comes to me and my artistry, like you said, I'm multifaceted. So there's so many different layers to me. Yeah. And this project is quite like raw, but it's very like upbeat. And then when it comes to other projects, it might be a bit slower or might be a bit more real rap. But yeah.
What's the kind of concept behind the title?
So my name's Layyah, and there's different layers to me, literally.
Okay,
so it'd be like a part 1 and then another part.
Oh, okay.
Like a continuation of the EP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's almost like you set the foundations to pick up where you left off.
Yeah, exactly.
In a sense. Mm-hmm. So could you see this being almost like a Notorious mixtape series?
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Because even all the greats, especially in like real rap, they always had like their staple mixtape series. Like Potter's got Training Day, right? Is this what you would hope in?
Yeah,
this
this
would be
is
a
my
staple?
training day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's big shoes to fill if you're saying this is your training day. Damn.
I got this one.
Got it in the bag.
Yes, I do.
So you've had a chance to have a think about 2026 plans. Either who you want to work with, who you've been working, what you want to achieve. I guess what's a couple of things that you want to tick off the bucket list for this year?
I definitely want to do festivals. Guys, I need to be at Wireless. Like, if Layyah is at Wireless this year, I need to be there.
I mean, it could be a bring out, like.
Yeah,
it could be a bring out. Like,
however, I'm there. I just
you know what I mean?
be there.
Miss
Like,
you're already on Miss Banks' album.
Exactly. So
Hey, Miss Banks. Pan it.
I think we can do something, you know.
Do you know what I mean? We can make something right.
In terms of collabs, recently I've been in the studio with D-Day, Kojey Radical.
Damn, that's a big one.
Who else? Dylan. I went to the studio with Dylan not too long ago, and we did like a. Do you know? Actually, let me know if that's another. Yeah, let me not talk about. But we did a really good song together. Who else have I been in the studio with?
I'm interested about the Kojey Radical collaboration.
Oh my gosh. So I've always been a fan of Kojey. And I literally just messaged him. I was like, do you want to come studio?
And see what happens, yeah.
Literally, and he came and the song is sick. Like, it's such a vibe. I probably want to release it like September. Because it's Kojey, I want to do like...
Yeah, something grandiose for it, right?
Exactly.
Was it more like you pulled him into your world or were you pulled into his?
I pulled him to my world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always love it when that happens, when two artists from like different pockets of music and one of them just pulls the other into their world.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that like he showed up and he was able to like... Actually, I never doubted he was going to deliver because he always does.
Of course.
But I was just happy that he came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
appreciated it.
There's something about, it's almost like a meeting your heroes moment to work with an artist of like that caliber. Right? Would you ever want to do a thing where you try and venture into his world one time, maybe?
Yeah, 100%. He said he might be having like some projects coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely go into his world.
Is there other artists that you feel similarly about where you're like, let me come into your world?
I want to be in Sasha Keeble's world.
Yeah.
Like, I need to make a song with her. Yeah, I do. And I think it'd be an amazing song as well. Yeah.
What about vice versa? What artists do you think out there you're like, I want to pull you into my world? When you're like, yeah, I think you do great here in my world.
UK or in general?
Both.
UK, I'd say Lil Simz. He said, we need to do something. Dave, who else from the UK? I'd say Estelle as well. Because I think it'd be sick to work with her because only recently I found out that like she used to rap and stuff. I never knew that before.
She was spitting.
Yeah, I never knew that before, so I think it'd be really cool.
She was a rapper originally.
Yeah. I found out that she was, and now she sings. She does both. She used to do both.
I think it's interesting how like sometimes, a lot of the time, people think with like singer, rapper, songwriters that they started in one discipline and then stretched out to the others. Some of them were just doing all three off the bat.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like the case with you, it was only the MCing aspect that came later.
Yeah.
The rap, singer, songwriter stuff was already there. You were kind of just doing all three at once. Right? Do you think it's harder to do it that way? Or is it easier to have like, okay, you're solidly in one world and then you branch out into the other? Almost like skill trees.
Sorry, repeat the question, sorry.
Do you find that, okay, let's say you're a singer.
Yeah.
And you've you've maxed out the skill tree of singing, and then you delve into rap and songwriting afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's easier to do that, or do you think it's easier to do what you did and just go with all three just off the bat?
I think going with all three.
You think that's easier?
Yeah. Just because, like, you can dibble dabble into different areas. Like, you can split up like the other way you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you have the foundation of all three.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do all three at once as well. Mm-hmm. You can mix and match. So yeah, all three.
No, that does make sense.
Yeah. And that's because I'm probably saying that because that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense to me.
No, it does. Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting because your very much approach as being multidisciplinary shows that people's musical journeys are never linear, right? It's never a straight line. It's all sorts of zigzags.
Yeah. Definitely.
All over the place. But I don't know. I feel like there's a beauty in the zigzags. Mm-hmm. So as you have really dipped your toe and kind of thrown yourself in the deep end of the grime world, you, as we previously talked about, got a feature with Scorcher.
Yes.
So how did you guys meet? And then how did that song even come about in the first place?
So he had seen the show. I don't think he watched it. I think he just saw clips, as a lot of people did. They just saw clips.
Yeah.
And then he followed me. Then I messaged him, as you do, saying, like, thank you for the follow. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, yeah, we should do something together. And then I was like, send me your emails, because email's formal. So
Yeah.
Send me your email. And then, I don't know, something like... his emails weren't going through, so he wasn't getting anything. I was like, okay, if you don't mind, can I have your number, please?
Also, I don't feel like Scorcher is an email.
Yeah.
Like, be honest. He's probably thinking, bro, this email thing's long.
Literally. So I was like, if you don't mind, can I have your number, please? And then he sent it. Then I sent him the song called Passenger Side. I was like, if you're feeling this, like, let me know. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, he likes the vibe. And then he recorded his verse and sent it over. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's how that came about. And then ever since then, he's been showing me love. Like, anytime he has shows or anytime there's anything really, he'll shout me to come.
Yeah.
And he reposts me a lot as well.
I mean, we were even talking about previously with a different guest, we were talking about the MOBOs in the grime category. Scorcher was also nominated. Did you find yourself in the MOBOs the other weekend, or?
Yeah, I was at the
MOBOs.
My first MOBO, yeah, it was my first MOBO. I'm saying, it was an amazing experience.
Since you were there, I've got a question, a very important question. I've been
What's
asking
the
everyone
question?
connected to the MOBOs.
Yeah.
Did Wiley get his tables at the MOBOs in the end?
I could have answered that.
He said on the internet he needed a couple of tables. He had the money in his pocket, so I'm just making sure they did him right, because otherwise I'll go around there and have a couple
I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask.
You didn't see him there. You
I
didn't
saw
get his
him there.
tables, but did he have his tables though?
I saw him on the stage.
Because it very much seemed like he just brought out kind of, not on stage, but like just in general, just everyone he had been working with and everyone he had kind of been championing over the last couple years. And then I guess it's interesting how Scorcher has fulfilled a similar role. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that.
He's literally almost like the big brother in a scene.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what the job of our grime elders should be at this point. Right? They've kind of had their careers, and the fact that he's doing that with guys like you and Zeno as well, who he's kind of taken up under his wing as well, I think it's really cool. Would you ever pursue like a mentor relationship with Scorcher, if that makes sense? Because like this is something that things like artists have done in the past, where like a more seasoned artist will kind of take someone under their wing, like
I think
Wretch 32 Avellino moment.
I think he's a natural mentor. So like, if I feel comfortable with him enough to like message him and be like, yeah, Scorcher, I need some advice. Like, if you're free, could you help me? But yeah, not formally a mentor, but I can ask him.
Yeah, like an unofficial mentor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like having a reliable order on the block.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in that similar sort of way.
Yeah.
Well, this has been the Breaking Even podcast with Layyah. We've had some big bombs drop on this podcast, but we've also gotten to know her in the terms of her personal life, a lot of her creative direction. So this has been...
Wait. Hold up. Wiley, if you're listening, when we go to the studio, bro, come on, man. Let's get it done.
This is the man that
No.
regularly does not show up to music videos. No one knows when this man is going to reappear. Let's be honest. Nobody knows. Anyway, this has been Ed Rants on the Breaking Evil podcast. Over and out.
You can't do it like I did.